All right, welcome. For this sequence, we're just gonna do a full body stretch. So begin seated, sit with your legs crossed at the middle of the shins, sit up tall, and take some time to connect to your breath. Notice the way that you're breathing and notice your posture. Adjust your posture so that the lungs can fill more evenly without any strain. Then open your eyes, interlace your fingers, turn your palms inside out, and raise your arms up and overhead. Bring your arms back down, change the interlock. So let's warm up the shoulders. These first few movements that we do won't be holding as long. They're just designed to start to warm you up. Bring your arms back down, twist to your right. Twist to your left. Come back to center. Change the cross of your legs. Sit up tall. Twist to your right. Twist to your left. Back to center. Sit flat. Left shin crossed in front. Fingertips in front of you. As you anchor your hips down, start to walk forward. Then draw your belly in, pin your outer hips in so your belly draws in, and walk all the way out. Then walk your hands out over your right knee. Keep sitting your left hip down and open up the left side body from the hip to the outer shoulder. Walk your hands back towards you. Change the cross of the legs. Place the fingertips in front of you. Stretch down through your hips, pin the hips in so the belly draws in, and then start to crawl your hands forward. Lift your gaze, walk your hands over to the left so that your chest aligns out over your knee. Breathe into your right side body. Walk your hands back to center. Walk your hands back towards you. Let's practice down dog. So before we take down dog, place your knees underneath your hips and keeping your spine long without letting it sink in any places faster than the others, start to walk the hands out. Keep breathing the hips out of the lower back. Breathe length through the side ribs so that you don't hinge in any part of the spine. You're letting it release evenly towards the floor. And then lift your gaze to your hands. Walk your hands under your shoulders. Then take your right hand and walk it behind your left wrist over to the side. Keep your hips from twisting, keep the hips even. Back to center. Take your left hand, walk it behind your right wrist over to the side. Keep your hips from twisting, keep your hips even. Breathe through your nose. Back to center. Good. Then take the hands, a hand print in front of the shoulders. Curl the toes, lift your knees, and keeping the spine long, start to stretch back. Then set your knees down. Stretch into child's pose. Big toes together. Stretch the hips back. Stretch the spine and let the head drop down. Then inhale, come back up. Step your right foot up in between your hands. Scoot your left knee back a little bit until you're starting to feel a stretch in the front of your hip. Reach the hips towards the right heel. Bring your hands to your right knee. Start to upright yourself. Just breathe into the nice stretch you feel in the front of your left hip. Then raise your arms up. Staying tall through your lower back, keeping the right hip pinned in. Reach up through your fingers. Stretch down into the left shin. Bring your hands back down. Curl your back toes under. Lift your back knee. Stretch your chest. Plant the left hand. Turn your chest. Take your right arm up. Bring your hand down. Lower your back knee. Bring your right knee back to meet your left. Then bring your left foot up in between your hands. And stretch into your lunge. Stretch down through the right shin. Start to stretch the hips towards the left heel. Bring your hands to your left knee and start to upright yourself. Keep reaching down through the front of the right hip, down into the shin. Then raise your arm up. Draw your low belly in, pin the left hip in, and raise your left arm. Bring your fingertips down, curl back toes under, stretch the back leg, reach your chest forward, plant the right hand, turn your chest, take your left arm up. Bring your hand back down, lower your knee, bring your left knee back. Now shift forward and lower down onto your belly. Reach back to your big toes. Lift the muscles or engage the muscles above the knees so the kneecaps lift. And as you stretch down into your big toes, draw your navel towards your heart and roll your chest forward. Stretch the elbows back towards the outer ankles, pinky toes. Then lower the chest, press up onto the hands and the knees, and stretch back into child's pose. Inhale, come back up. Then let's practice sitting in Baddha Konasana. So I recommend sitting on your lift again. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide apart. Sit up straight and tall, chest open, spine erect. Pay attention to your breath. As you breathe deeply, you'll provide stretch and release for the lower back. Release through the hips. All right, now bring your knees together. Then stretch your legs wide apart. Upavista Konasana. Lift yourself up so you're upright, tall through your lower back. I recommend looking in a mirror to see if you have an upright spine. Turn the knees so they're upright, the toes upright. Then bring your fingertips in front of you and see if you can keep the flat back, the length through your spine. And then just breathe into the stretch. If you're not feeling a stretch, then walk forward onto your elbows. Walk your hands back towards you. All right, so now sit onto the edge of your lift and bring your left heel towards the outside of your right hip. Cross your right knee as best you can over your left knee. If this position is too difficult for your hips, you could also just sit with your legs crossed. Sit up straight and tall. Take your right arm out to the side, point the thumb down, bring the hand up in between your shoulder blades. Chest open, spine tall, raise the left arm straight up. Bend the elbow, reach back behind you. Sit tall with your chest open. Release that and change the cross of your legs. Right heel goes towards the outside of your left hip. Cross the left knee as best as you can right over your right. Sit tall. Take the left arm out to the side, thumb down. Bend the elbow, slide the hand up in between the blades. Then take your right arm straight up. Bend the elbow and reach the right hand in between the blades as well. Then release that. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Reach out for your feet. Inhale, come back up. You can lie down over your prop for supported Shavasana with legs crossed, hands at your side. This is a nice way to support the chest so that you'll breathe more efficiently throughout the day, training your breath. If you have the time to spend 5 minutes here just watching your breath, please do. It's so good for you for the rest of the day to take this time with the chest open to breathe. So take that time today, 5 or 10 minutes. Thanks for watching. Namaste. And remember to subscribe to the channel, please, if you haven't already.